So yesterday I was having a conversation with someone who worked a 9 to 5, has so many great ideas for a business, but just feels stuck. And I have those conversations a lot because I understand it, because it was me. And one of the things I realized from having these conversations is that what's lacking isn't the motivation, because a lot of the times what happens is you're working a 9 to 5, you've got all of these ideas, and when it comes to the evening you're too busy to start filling in application forms, to start working on your business. You're drained, you're exhausted, and you think that what's lacking is motivation, when what's actually lacking is clarity. And so you're in your 9 to 5. When you do get any spare minutes and time, you're doing little bits on your business, but it's not enough to move the needle. And so you get frustrated because your 9 to 5 is stopping you from working on your business, and equally frustrated because your business isn't moving enough to release you from the shackles of your 9 to 5. And so you feel stuck. And what's needed is space, what's needed is time. But you could say, I use all the spare time I can, and I do have in my business. Yeah, you probably are, but if you don't have clarity, you could be using your spare time in your business, but not doing the things that are actually going to move the needle. And that's the reason why I started the Income and Options Lab, because I needed a space for professionals like you who feel stuck, who are really good at what they do, who are putting their all into their 9 to 5, but want to put more into a business because they know that they have skills and they know that they are worth more. So one of the things I'll say that you really need to do to make sure that the efforts that you're putting in right now is actually going in the right place is to get clear on what your skills are, what is actually needed, and what offer you can actually put out there. Sometimes the business that you're trying to create is not business that's going to get you out of your 9 to 5, or not even get you out of your 9 to 5, is not the thing that's going to give you the space and freedom to create the options in order to get out. Sometimes you have to leverage different skills and create something different that gives you the space in order to later on create the business that's going to give you the ultimate freedom that you want, whatever freedom looks like to you. Because sometimes the business that you're trying to create cannot be done in your 9 to 5. So take a look at your knowledge, your experience and your skills. I've been speaking about this for the last few months, because this is literally where you will find the space to give yourselves options which will later on give you the freedom that you're looking for in your career. Where does your knowledge base lie? What experience do you have that's unique to you? What skills do you have that come naturally to you and other people come to you for them, and you just think that, that's easy, anybody can do it? How can you package one of those into an offer that doesn't take on the life of being another job, but you can do to make an extra £500 to £1,000 a month? There is more than one way to start looking at creating the life that you want, which is why I'm talking about options, because there's more than one set of skills that you have that you can leverage, that you can monetize, that you can use to start bringing in extra income. And this is why clarity is so important. This is why it's so important to take that space to think about where your skills can be used, how to get your ducks all in a row, how to really get clear on what you need to do first and prioritize. And you can't do that if you're feeling frustrated and if you're making decisions from a place of desperation and fear. So the next time you're feeling stuck, when that feeling of overwhelm comes upon you and you're thinking, what else can I do? I've tried everything. Know that you need to take a minute, but also know that it isn't because you're lacking motivation that things aren't moving for you. It's how the system is designed. It's designed to keep you tired enough to not be able to look outside of the box that you're already in corporate-wise, but with enough space that you can get your daily tasks done underneath your job title. What you're looking for and trying to leverage are the things that sit underneath your job title. But it's usually hard to harness those because you're using only the skills that your job title allows you to. This is where you need space, this is where you need time that will give you the clarity. And that's why I created the Income and Options Lab. So if this is you and you're feeling stuck and you feel that you are worth more or could be doing a lot more, I want you to really look at what more feels like and looks like for you, and make sure that it is your version of what you want for your journey and not something that's imposed or prescribed by what you think you should be doing.